and you have James Wiseman, and we talked about him for 2.5 years. Here's my question. Do you think you'll regret drafting Wiseman or trading Wiseman? And here's what I mean. Do you think James Wiseman's going to turn into a player that the Warriors regret not having on their roster at some point during his career? Probably, let's say, the first half of his career. So if you're the Golden State Warriors, or you're a fan of the Golden State Warriors, did they do what they had to do yesterday, or did they make a mistake? And the mistake is, like Dib said, they might have drafted the wrong guy, and then they got rid of the guy too soon. So Daryl the Guru Johnson, you love your basketball. You love your big men, and you love your ha-ha. So my question is this. What kind of player, what player did the Warriors trade? What kind of player did they trade? Do you know? What do you think? Because I don't think we all know.
They didn't trade a future superstar. And I'm not hating on James Wiseman. And we talked about it yesterday, Steiny, with Bogut. The things that he's missing or lacking, to me, you're born with, or you get it when you take that ride with Gary Payton. And he didn't take that ride. And James Wiseman is going to go to a team. He's going to help them, but he will be a piece. He will never, to me, live up to the Shaquille O'Neal, that big man fraternity to where just get on my back, the Jokic. That body, I don't even know, outside of the shoulders, the legs, is he ever going to be a dog? And why it's it's trouble to me twice is the fact that the Warriors looked at it like, okay, we can ride this out and the petals will blossom, or we think there's no petals. And that's where I'm at, Matt Steiny. So to answer your question, I don't think James Wiseman will be a regret from the Golden State Warriors. And kudos to whoever, I'm saying Joe Lacob, you said to hold no punches. They identified he wasn't going to live up to what they needed him to be, and they cut the cord, and they got microwave help with Gary Payton II.
Well, there may be another thought process. And the thought process, in theory, could be this. Actually, we do think he's going to be pretty good. But it's going to be 3-4 years from now, and we just don't have that time. We don't have that time.
Is he going to be healthy, Steiny?
That's what I'm worried about.
We got that. Like him staying healthy is a part of it. I'm not calling him a scrub or a stiff. I'm not. Jay Boogie on YouTube is saying, Goo, he needs reps. But in order to get reps, you got to be healthy. This wasn't all just a Warrior problem. And there was a lot of me, and the priest would call, the priest of the world, and would say he hadn't been getting the opportunity, and I wanted to see more. And this last episode, his body betrayed him to where he couldn't go out there when he finally was going to get a shot. Now, I could be wrong, but Steiny, I just don't think physically this kid is ever going to have that grown-ass man body and be a problem in the paint.
888-957-9570 is the number. It's also the Xfinity mobile text line. James Wiseman was the number 2 pick in the draft.
Damn.
The number 2 pick. And he's gone. He was supposed to be a cornerstone. Maybe it didn't happen fast enough. So my question to Warrior fans is James Wiseman going to be a cornerstone player for another franchise? You know, I was listening to Damon Bruce yesterday, and he said he thinks he's closer to playing overseas than playing on an NBA roster.
I missed that part.
And I got to tell you, I don't know what the kid is. I don't know. I didn't watch him in practice for 3 straight years.
But from what you've seen of him, Steiny.
From what I've seen of him so far, he's got a long way to go. And here's the other thing. If James Wiseman goes to Detroit, let's say Detroit has 25 games left. If James Wiseman goes to Detroit and averages 16-9, and they finish the year 6-19, that's not going to bother me one iota. That's not going to bother me one iota.
And to me, I would hope you wouldn't even look at that and come back and say you changed your mind. We're talking about
I'm going to change my mind if he plays 25 games and he averages 25 and 10, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this guy's great. Yeah, then I'm going to change my mind.
Okay, but then he would have then gone down that long road that you talk about. Because I just don't think physically he's ready to do that.
No, I don't either.
I don't think he knows how to do that. So, I mean, it is what it is. And right now, you got a window with 3 champions and Steph Curry. I believe he's got 4 or 5 years more left.
Who?
And there's Steph Curry. And they got to win now. They got to go back to back. They ain't doing dibs, gaga goo goo. Ain't no babysitting. And I can't believe, has it really sunk in that they said bye? That they pulled the cord?
I mean,
yanked it. I'm still in shock.
He didn't do anything. He didn't do a damn thing. It's like, look.
He didn't exude confidence.
They blew it.
No doubt.
But the one silver lining is he never showed you anything that made you think, hey, we got something here.
Yeah, he did.
Please.
His physique. It's why he got drafted.
You get enamored by that. I don't.
But what about Joe Lacob? The guy only had 3 games under his belt.
You just said he's not going to have the NBA body, and Lacob texted us a year ago that he was 265.
Right.
So which is it?
No, it's what they did. Will that translate? And obviously it didn't. They got enamored with what I got enamored with. There was no file of them being dominant. So, Steiny, his DNA, his physical attributes, to me, is what they rolled the dice on.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Now, but when you threw that 25 and 10, if that happens, you can be first one. I'm gonna say you and Evan. Oh my God, I was wrong. I've been around the block. I'm not hating on the kid, but Priest, where are you? What's he gonna go do in Detroit? Who's he going to talk to? Is he gonna stay healthy? Are those legs strong enough? I don't know, but right now it looks like no.
Yeah, I don't know.
And does he take this as okay, I'm going to show them? I would hope, Steiny.
I doubt it.
Double bird to the Dubs. He'd let the people in. But I'm about to show them. That's what I want, James. They gave up on you. Show them. Get that ball and take cats in the rim.
Because he doesn't have that.
See, but I feel like if I knew him, well, he's rapping. He knows.
What does that mean?
You gotta have
rappers are tough.
Well, we got.
Is that what you're saying? Because he raps?
No.
Because you know what? I'll go the other direction. He speaks Mandarin. That means he's soft.
I know, but
what kind of guy?
No, Steiny. Rappers have edge. They have edge.
Okay,
that's all. And the rappers, I think he listens.
He's into the arts and language. Also,
nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Tim Duncan was big fundamental. He wasn't a killer. I'm not saying that time. He's got to know what's being said and use that to his advantage to make him just be this dog on the court. But that hasn't manifested. It's not there.
No, it's not. Not yet. Not yet. Why? Did the Warriors draft a project? Why did they draft? Well, actually, why did they draft 3 projects?
Now I see. I think you're doing one too much now. Kaminga he's making contributions.
I don't care if he's making contribution or not. He was a project.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's a project.
Yeah, but they're getting some dividends.
What does project mean? It's going to take a while.
Doubt. Yeah.
So let's go through it again, just to make sure. Just to make sure we understand each other. Right. Wiseman played 3 college games. 3. And one of them was against Southwestern Missouri. Right. I think he had 7 that night. Kuminga didn't even play college basketball.
Right. But he was in Walnut Creek.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He was in the G League.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, that ain't the NBA.
Right.
Okay, so he's a project.
Right.
And Moody, he's mature. He played 1 year at Arkansas. He was 19 years old. They drafted 3 projects. That's why I am convinced they did not expect these guys to be wholly instrumental in this team winning right now. because that would have been foolish to think
and
that
my
way.
follow-up then, Matt, is why did you let Gary Payton II, Porter Jr., and Bielitsa leave in the first place if you were already in the red and the plan was not to trust the youngsters?
Because they thought this summer they could use them. I think they went into this year.
Okay. All right. I'll buy that.
I absolutely think the Warriors went into this year and said, you know what? Let's play the kids some. And you know what?
They said,
they went 3-7, and it was a disaster. And Wiseman couldn't play, and Kuminga was lost. And Moody, what you found was the more minutes you gave them, the less effective they were, and the greater your chances were to lose games. So they had to stop playing them as much. Then they started winning.
Okay. Hey.
So why did they draft projects?
And did they fail the projects? How much of this is on the Warriors?
It's all on the Warriors. Why isn't it all on the Warriors? Why is it hard to come in today and say this is a major great, they got Peyton, that's fine. But the Wiseman thing was a complete and utter disaster. And now it's almost like it's one of those things you can look back and say, well, what did make sense about the Wiseman pick?
Damn.
What was it about Wiseman? They fell in love with a workout. They fell in love with intangibles.
They got blessed with that pick too, because we know that wasn't who they really were. It was flukeness that went into getting that pick. And I look at all the youngsters littered in the league that, went 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're like, what if the Warriors would have got that guy? That ain't coming around again, Steiny.
Well, it may. It may.
That would be worst case scenario, though. That would mean you fell off.
Let me ask you a question.
That would mean you fell off completely.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the Warriors, do you think it's possible they could have lean years in their future? Let's say the next 3 to 5 years.
I don't think so with Steph Curry.
Okay.
I really do. I'm being real.
What happened the year he got hurt?
They won 15 games. We saw it. It was what Dre didn't play. But, hey, Matt, you really think they could have some lean years with a healthy Steph Curry, even as he ascends?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I do. Because, first of all, he's only playing 60 games a year. All right, so that's one. But the other thing is, bigger than Curry and how long he can play, the issue is you blew a second number 2 pick.
Damn.
Wiseman is never going to be a guy who 3 years from now you're like, we got a center for the next 10 years. Is he a superstar? I don't know, but he's good.
Can he be Ayton?
I mean, how could he be Looney? No,
wow.
He can't be Looney. He can't be Looney. So what I'm getting at is, 2 years from now, Curry loses a step, Clay's not here, Warriors go 29-53. Then you say, this is the result of the Wiseman pick being so bad.
But right now, they're in the midst of trying to go back-to-back. And Gary Payton II will help them. Oh, it is. That's what it is.
You think they are.
I put my money to that.
I think in a way they gave up. In a way I think they gave up in terms of the well, no, they didn't give up.
Because
they needed something,
and they got something that they know works.
Worked last year.
And Draymond on his pod, he said that he was excited.
Of course he was.
At this point, you need something.
Of course he was. And you know what? Just because I like to do this, well, of course he was excited. Because the veterans, the core, they have the franchise held hostage.
Well, if they
have the franchise held hostage.
If they do, they've earned that. If they do, they've earned that.
Absolutely, they have.
Okay,
you are absolutely right. But if they stink in 3 years,
hey, we're talking about something else. But they're not going to stink.
Now, what makes you say that? Seriously,
I think Klay Thompson is showing you he's not finished or where we thought he was.
3 years from now,
if Draymond does make a departure, they'll get something of substance to replace him, something that could be more dynamic. Now you don't have a starting lineup where 2 dudes are overpassing. Dre will be replaced if he decides this is not where he's going to retire. That's their job. Myers or whomever and Lakeup. Joe is not letting this fall to the bottom of the ocean, man.
Okay.
You can't when you got treasures like Steph Curry, who technically currently right now is out. Like, he is Tiger Woods without the drama. I'm betting on that all day, every day. And Denver, I love it. Show me. Dallas, show me.
Yeah.
We got a bet, Jack.
I mean, we do have a bet. We have a bet. Let's go to Jay.